Hi everybody, it's Noelia with My Moxie Dreams. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is going to be my Franklin Covey Compact 2026 haul and what I will be using and what I won't be using and all the stuff in between. Okay, if you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this kind of content, and if you do, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, welcome back. Now, if you're a longtime viewer, you know that I do my weeklies, which again are inspired by Franklin Covey 5 choices, and I'll show you that here shortly. Let me start taking everything out so that you guys can see. Okay, so my inserts that I created are inspired by the 5 choices Franklin Covey Compact. Now, this is the classic size, and they do not make this version. It's the 5 choices, that's what it's called. They don't make this in compact size. So I love the weekly view, and I just like to be able to see appointments for that week and then anything that needs to be done. Again, inspired by this, I just added a couple extra things. So you guys know that this is my tried and true, and then I have my monthlies, which are her point of view. So every year, this is kind of what I buy. I buy the monthlies. Here they are. I'll take them out because I already opened these. And this is standard for me, right? At the end of the year, you and I will set up the monthlies for her point of view. I like these because they have a really beautiful color. Years and years ago, they used to have each tab be the color, but they changed it probably about 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. They changed it to white tabs with the letters, or rather the month, in color. So this is pretty much all I purchased from Franklin Covey besides these plain ones, but I already have 2 or 3 packets of this, so I didn't need to order it this year. So this is my tried and true. This is what I order from Franklin Covey every single year. And on top of that, I'm gonna move this out of the way, I order my 5 choices every single year. I think during Christmas, I showed you guys, this is probably gonna be my 9th one. I've used these every year while I've been working for my boss, my current boss. So we're going on 9 years of using the 5 choices. I love it. I utilize these tabs in a different way than what they have. Every year I call this my work Bible, and everything goes in here. I love it because it's compact and I can take it with me to investment meetings and to my meetings with my bosses wherever we go. Okay, so these 2 are a given. These 2 will always be part of my planner system. This again for my everyday carry, and this for work. Now, some of you have asked in the past, why do I have a separate planner for work? And I'll tell you why. And I recommend this to everybody. Maybe not, I don't know. But for me, I worked in finance since right out of high school. And in finance, you keep track of who you spoke to. Back in that day, when I was in finance, which was 30 something years ago, I would do dailies. And the reason I would do dailies is because I would have appointments and what clients we were seeing. And then on the extra page, it was 2 pages per day, I would have transactions that I did, who I spoke to, what, wire transfers, international, whatever. And you would write down all the point of contacts. And I also had my personal stuff when I was breastfeeding Belle, and my menstrual cycle, and all of this stuff was also in one planner, which at that point would be like my everyday carry. Something happened at work the client was accusing a broker of, and they confiscated my planner. And it was nothing I did. They just wanted to be like, hey, we need to see your book so that we can see when you talk to this client, what topics were talked about, et cetera, et cetera. And at that point, my planner was all in one. My work planner, my personal, everything was in one. My payrolls, bills I had to pay. It wasn't as detailed as this is, but it was my planner that had everything intertwined, work and personal. So at that point, I realized you should never have your personal combined with your work. All right, back to what I purchased. So this is what I normally purchase, those 2 items, okay? I'm gonna move my stuff around. This year, as you guys know, I've been really having issues with my daily. Not issues, but I just haven't been as excited to jump into my dailies. There was a few months where I was just like, ugh, why do I even have this? But I know why, because I keep a lot of trackers in here and I'm able to kind of go back. Mind you, I haven't even done it. 1 hour irrigation, 1 hour irrigation. I think I did 1 hour. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So I was like, is there a solution outside of the Pocket Moleskine Daily? Could I go back to what I used to do in my finance investment days where I had my dailies in here? And you have to understand that back in my finance days, I didn't have all these dividers. The only thing that was in this planner, the only thing was my dailies. And the reason is I ordered, here's an example. This is her point of view, 2 pages per day daily planner. Look at this chunker. So I used to house the entire year in my everyday carry, and that was it. There was no finances, there was no personal, there was no, there was nothing in here but my dailies. And I lived and died by my dailies at that point. And my monthlies, clearly, because this comes with the monthlies. So this year I was like, could I do I really need 2 pages per day? And I thought, you know what, just purchase it and then you can feel it out. And then I was like, I think I would do better with 1 day per page. And so I got these 2. I got ColourPop and Her Point of View. Now, ColourPop, I have this already open, but I'm gonna let you know right now I'm returning both of these, and I'll tell you why in a second. The ColourPop is something that I've never thought I would order, but I ordered it because it's one of the only planners that they have 1 day per page. And what else? There was something else. There's not very many that is 1 page per day. Now, the reason why I ordered it, despite the fact that they already have preset colors. Can you see this? There's a green, a blue, a beige, a pink, and those are repetitive. So I'm just going to show you what this is. And I knew getting it that if I were to go away from the Pocket Moleskine Daily and do dailies in my everyday carry, that in order for me to have the joy of decorating, picking themes and picking stickers and whatnot, I would need a plain everyday page, not a color page. So after I got this, and I told myself, oh, it'll be okay. It'll be less stressful because you won't have to pick a theme every month, and you can just, have the pages be as they are and it'll be fine. But then I got it, and I knew ordering it that I wasn't gonna like it. I knew that I wanted a blank slate in order to do dailies. But let me just show you. Here is the ColourPop. It's gorgeous, and maybe for somebody like you guys out there, this would be a good fit. So here is the ColourPop. You guys know Franklin Covey always has the initial page, information page. The other side has 2 year at a glance. You get your little quick guide. And then here is the monthlies. The monthlies for Franklin Covey are pretty much standard template. You have the index in the front, the month on 2 pages. By the way, you always have the 3 months, the last month, current month, and future month to reference. The month on 2 pages. And then the back has the important monthly task list. Things I love about this, they have this like handwriting that I like, the script. And then there's the 3 patterns that are continuous. So every month has a different pattern, and every quarter goes through those patterns. So for instance, this is a striped, I don't know if you can see this, striped with little flowers, pink flowers, okay? Then you have the purple and pink floral thingamabob in there. Can you see that? I don't know if you can really see it. Okay. Then you have another beige, a beige one, and this is green florals, or really pretty light green and beige. Okay. And then you have another pink with purple. So the pink and purple and beige and greens are what this is, the themes for this planner. And so those themes repeat throughout the year. I'm not going to go through the entire year. And then you have the dailies, and here's what the dailies look like. And I really freaking love these dailies. I wish that they had this in just a plain gray, no design, because then you would be able to decorate it however you want. And I love the setup. I love the way this page looks. You have the month at top. The only thing I wish they would do here is add what week it is, like somewhere on the top, have like week 1, or down here, week 1. But this, I thought for sure, and this is why I purchased it, because I'm like, Noelia, you can get over the fact that they are very colorful and not necessarily my cup of tea design-wise, but I loved the daily look, what these look like, and having days on one pages. And so yeah, I thought for sure I was going to love these. And again, I do love them. I just don't like the themes and the colors and the tab colors. And I get the whole freaking name of this is called ColourPop. I get it. I'm going to try to put these in. I'm not going to do this while on camera. I'll put these back because I am going to be returning them. However, I wanted to show you what I did is took copies, and what I wanted to show you is, sorry, I'm like rolling back and forth, what my intention was. And my intention, let me get my words out because I took these out so that I would remember I needed to reprint them. If you watch my plan with me, you know that I need to reprint. Okay, where are my stuff? Okay, let's do, for example, let's do this. Let's pretend that the theme is, this is how I would have done it. I would have, it'll be interesting to see, to do schedule, priorities, and notes I wouldn't need because it was already there. And then you would do this. So let's see if this is what my plan was. Let me get a ruler so that I can. So my plan was that I would still create what I wanted. Sorry if this, again, I'm just showing you guys what my thought process was for here. That I would continue to do what I normally do in my pocket Moleskine, but just have it in my dailies. Again, I'm doing this for the first time with you guys. I have not tried this out. I hope my son doesn't come home for lunch because then I'm gonna have to cut this short, and I don't want to cut this short. Theoretically, I wouldn't have to put notes, but if I wanted to, I could. I don't think I would. I would leave the notes as is. Let's see if I knew I wasn't gonna love it, but my idea was that, yeah, see, these don't even, I would have to redo the strip. I don't know where I left off. My son came home and I had to stop. Also, my phone was dying, so I had to charge it. Okay, so back to the page, one day on one page. I love this. However, I don't like the color scheme. This was the intention, that I would basically do what I'm doing in the pocket Moleskine in my dailies and having an entire month in here. I think a page per day is what I would need. Here are the themes. I showed it earlier, but here you can kind of see it. I photocopied it just because I wanted to play around, and that does not work for me. So the ColourPop, I'm going to toss those. ColourPop will be going away. I will be returning it. If they accept the return, I'm going to return it. Secondly is I purchased the Her Point of View dailies, 2-page per day. So we'll open this carefully because I'm also going to be returning this. Hopefully, did I open? Yeah, I did. So I'm going to put this very carefully here because I gotta put it back in its container or little package. Okay, so same thing. This is what I order every year, the monthlies. The only difference here, as you guys know, is the dailies. We're just gonna pick a daily. We'll pick this one. These also have a color per month. They range from a bunch of different colors, which is nice because it's not super prominent. You just have it at the top. And actually this would be kind of cool because it's very minimal, and the idea would be I could, in theory, choose a sticker or a monthly theme that would coincide with that specific color, and that would be fun to do. This is what Day on 2 Pages looks like in her point of view. I love it because it's very pastel-y. It's not dark, bright colors. It is very much a very kind of light neutrals. I love the colors. I really do. I like the greens, the light purples, the pinks, whatever, the continuous color scheme there. This is what I used to use when I was with my finance companies, and my pages were filled because all the client data, conversations, details that were important were here. My schedule with appointments, brokers, client appointments, and then priorities that I would carry over on a daily basis. This was my life. And so this worked for me when I was in finance because I had to keep track of a gajillion things, right? Look at how much paper that is. And as I mentioned earlier, this whole thing sat in my planner. And at that time, I think I was in a classic size, a half paper size. I was not in a compact size. So I had this dailies, and that was all I had in my planner. As you can imagine, look at all that. And that way I was able to reference, to plan ahead, to do whatever. This I purchased because I was like, maybe I can make it work somehow, but it's too much for me. So I'm not going to be doing that. But here's, I copied it wrong. It should be this page on the left and this on the right. I thought about doing the same thing here, schedule, priorities, but there's no point in schedule because I have it here. The daily tasks are here. So I just feel like this was a waste. My thought process was maybe I use this page as a memory keeping. I put photos, but again, I don't want to have that in my everyday carry. My everyday carry is very much a functional tool on my life, personal finances, appointments, trackers. This is really my everyday life tool. So having this have work-related stuff or having it have a memory keeping within it just doesn't make sense. And I feel like that would bulk up, especially the Day on 2 Pages. I wouldn't even be able to fit it in my everyday carry. So that is a no. I did want to show you, let me see if I can. I did want to show you the compass in the pocket for the Franklin Covey. This is a compass and it's very plain. This is their pocket size, which is, I don't even know what the size is, to be honest. I'll try to leave it somewhere. But this is a Franklin Covey faux leather thingamabob. And then this is their compass, just month on 2 pages. There's a few, there's nothing. There's just this clear, the cover, the informational, the 2 years at a glance. The monthlies are the standard index, month on 2 pages, and the master tasks. I purchased this for my house manager. So the idea was going to be she would understand when travel was, when her paid holidays were. She keeps a record of any extra hours that she does, like for a special event. And that everything would be here. And then when I meet with her monthly, we would go over how much I need to pay her for extra hours. And then she would have all the information back here for each home and any kind of important information, right? Like whatever she needs. So this is 2025, and I am going to be ordering one for 2026 for her and just have this be her master. But I wanted to show you what Franklin Covey pocket size looks like versus a standard pocket, right? This is a standard pocket, but Franklin Covey has this weird, very narrow pocket size, and I actually really like it. Anyways, I just wanted to show you that. I will be ordering the 2026 for her and really getting this set up for her, but I just wanted to show you that. With all that being said, I'm going to be just utilizing my monthlies like I always knew. I don't know why I purchased all these planners. I knew instinctively that I wasn't going to use it, but I did order one other thing that I for sure will be using. I just don't know for what yet. So I'm going to do another video on that planner. I mentioned it a couple of times before, but not really. I couldn't remember the name of the planner, what it was, etc. So I'm going to be doing another video with that specific planner. I haven't seen a lot of people do videos on it, so I'm excited to do it, to show it off, and to talk through what I will be using it for potentially. So that is that. Those were my Franklin Covey compact purchases, my Franklin Covey haul. 2 of those things, the dailies, I'm going to be returning. So that is that. I kind of knew this was going to be the result, but I was just in my future self, my wishful thinking person in a parallel world, I would be able to do that. I knew I wasn't, but I wanted to have them in hand in the event that I would. But I know I'm not going to use it, so they're going to go back, and yeah, I'll probably receive a credit or who knows what, but that's that. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if it was very long, but I just needed to kind of walk through the reasons why I purchased it and the reasons why I'm returning it. So, all right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you are new and you like this content, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, make sure you put your notifications on, because this is one of the weeks where I'm going to have a ton of videos come out. All right, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.